Hopefully you can hear me and see me clearly. Haven't done a live update in a while, and I think it's about time we get to the bottom of where things are going with Enertion, what's going on here. That's Timothy in the background filming this. So if anyone's watching this at the moment, I just need clarification that we are live, and I'm on my phone, so I need to find where the messages are. Hello, messages. You're live. Okay, yep, good. Charlie, you can hear me? Looks like I haven't done one on YouTube for a while. It looks like the messages just appear on the screen, which is pretty cool. Thumbs up if you can hear me, everyone. Just want to make sure everyone's... Yo, Warren B, how are you? You're live. Hey, Jace. Okay, you can hear me. I need someone to can hear you clearly. And then I'll get stuck into it. Okay, we've got 23 people watching. Someone please comment and say... good. We have a clear. Another clear. Good. Now, hopefully the quality of my internet connection is good here, because it's a little bit slower than my last house. So hopefully it works well. So I thought I'd use YouTube. The last few updates I've done through Facebook, and Facebook's good, but I thought I'd give YouTube a go as well, and see how that goes. So hopefully you like it. I'm going to go through a whole bunch of things that I want to talk about first, and then I'm going to do Q&A. Okay, so if you've got questions that come to mind when you hear me talking, just perhaps try to keep them until at the end, and then I will be able to answer them in real time. I'm just posting a link to this to a few other places. Feel free to share this on your YouTube or anywhere else. I'm going to just quickly share this in the eSkate forum, eSkate builders, because I want as many people on the go here to hear this. Save me repeating myself. So the topics of discussion today: financial report, our general status in terms of delays and whatnot, our human resources in terms of our engineering team and who we have that works for us, and just basically what's been going on over the last 3 months with Enertion. So I'm going to cover all that in detail, and then you can hit me up with questions as we go. So let's get stuck into it. So firstly, I'll just do a recap for everyone. The last 3 months, so January, February, March, pretty crazy for us. If you don't know, I moved from Adelaide to the Gold Coast, 2,000 kilometer journey. It took forever to pack my house up. Very painful, especially the garage, because it was full of stuff. Hey, camera flyer, I know you want your board, mate. Everyone wants their board. So we'll get to that in a minute. But now we're in the Gold Coast. We're set up. We've got our office set up. I've got some new employees working for me as well. So it's nice to have people working with me. I'm in a loft above my garage. This is not a separate office. It's just a part of my house, which I'm very fortunate for. It makes it very easy to get to work. We also, I think you all know this, but we've got a new assembly factory in December. I was in China and got them set up, and we've been working for the last 3 months trying to get everything ready for production. Our targets, unfortunately, for shipping have not been met. Let me just bring up the numbers. So um, in March, we had set down to do 110 boards was the plan, and we literally didn't ship any in March. We certainly were assembling them, but they didn't shipped. So we only managed to get 60 out, and they went out like yesterday or the day before. I forget what it was now. So there'll be another batch of 50 that they're ready to go. We just got to get the latest seal in them and put them in their box and send them to the freight forwarding company. So there'll be another 50 going as soon as China comes back from their 4-day holiday that starts today. I forget what it's called, but once they're back at work, those 50 will go out. So in terms of numbers, what that means is with our new assembly factory, we've basically in the last 3 months, and technically you could sort of say February really wasn't a full month, maybe call it half a month. So January, half of February, and March, so let's say 2.5 months, and the first week of April, so slightly over 2.5 months. We've got 100, so basically 180 Raptor 2s out from our new assembly factory. If you compare that to our previous contract manufacturer, they got about 170 out in 6 months. So let me repeat that. We've now got, as well, approximately in 3 months, let's just say that, 180 units compared to 170 units in 6 months. So we've doubled our output. So that's good news. Is it where we want it to be? No, it's not. So I won't be happy until we've fully got our production ramped up. That's all we're fighting to do. So why has it taken so long? Well, from December when we started working with our new production facility, we had to get them set up, which wasn't too bad. We sort of managed to work that out fairly well. You know, there was a lot of administration things that had to be done, and new systems and processes and protocols for communication needed to be set up just so that we could work remotely with each other and make sure communications were clear. And that's really difficult. That's been one of the hardest things, getting lines of communication set and getting actions followed clearly and just getting established is very tricky when you make such a massive decision to cut ties and essentially dissolve your supply chain and your team that you've built for 12 months to do something. When you cut that off and try to set it up again, it takes a while. So it's been tough, but the scoreboard is what matters, and we've doubled the output. So in 3 months, we've doubled the output compared to and I say 6 months because technically our last team was we were working with them for 12 months. The first 6 months was just getting the supply chain set up. The next 6 months with them was meant to be production. So that's how I'm comparing it. So we've doubled the output. Now in the last 3 months, there's been a few other things that have caused delays. Now I know you all want specific details, and sometimes it's hard for me to be very specific because so much goes on. It's really very hard to summarize it all into a digestible snippet of information. I'd literally have to do live feeds like every day for 2 hours to keep everyone fully up to date with this stuff. But I'll try to summarize it. So we developed 2 new parts over the last 3 months. That is a battery. I think I've got it here. I'll grab it. This is a battery riser. This looks like a piece of crap because it's like the first ever sample we got. But it's a silicon battery riser. We had to develop that from scratch. The reason we did it is because we wanted to eliminate the problems that we had with our previous deck design. There are a few issues with tolerances where our battery box wouldn't always fit perfectly in the slot. So we had to change our deck design. We also changed the deck supplier, and we also developed this new part, and we also developed a new seal that goes in around here. The previous seal was made with a wet thing, like a foam, and unfortunately it got deformed after a while. If you took the lid on and off several times, or if the lid wasn't seated properly due to the deck issue, you wouldn't get a seal. And we are absolutely dedicated to making the electronics enclosure fully sealed, ingress sealed. We want people to be able to go out if it's been wet, or more often than not, what happens is you're out and it starts raining. We want people to be able to ride home in those conditions and not be worried about the electronics. And we are absolutely dedicated to delivering that. No other manufacturer of electric skateboards will sit here and tell you that they are pushing forward in that department. Most of them have given up. We're not going to give up. We are dedicated to making the electronics enclosure sealed from liquid ingress, and we'll keep fighting until it's right. Okay, so 3 months to develop these things. You might think, well, why did it take so long? Well, to develop parts in 3 months is actually not bad. It's pretty good. So, and set up new suppliers as well. So overall, that's been really challenging to not only set up our new production facility, but to update the designs of the parts. Other things that we've updated. So anyone who's waiting for a skateboard, if you're actually wondering why you're waiting, it's because we're making it better. Okay. And we're not charging you for it. We're just making the product better so that when you get it, it's a better product. That's all we're trying to do. We just don't want to send stuff out if we know you're going to have a problem with it. So we hold things up. We redesign parts. We redevelop new parts until it's right. The other thing we did is we upgraded the axles. We've had so far, I think about 3 or 4 maybe reports of snapped axles, maybe only 3, which is not a lot, but it's too many. So we've upgraded the diameter of that, and we're finalizing that as well. That's taken time. So yeah, whenever we change stuff in the design, it's such a risky move because it pretty much is guaranteed to cause delays. Every single time we change something, whether it's just the supplier who makes a part or adding a new part or modifying the design, it's like 3 months every time. So the good news is most of the things that needed to be changed have been done now, which is good. And we're still waiting for the seal, the silicon seal in the top of this in here. We're still waiting for that. That's what has been a bit of a problem, and that's why I was so annoyed in my last video, because it's such a simple part. We've been talking about it for 3 months, and we're still cutting them by hand, which is not good. It needs to be produced using a mold, and it needs to be mass produced so that we have ample supply of them so we can just build our board. So guys, that's me trying to make things simple, trying to rise it very, very quickly to explain the delays. But I mean, I think most people who are waiting for their Raptor 2s, they're either just fed up and don't care anymore, and that's fine. There's nothing I can say to you guys. I'm sorry it takes this long, but we just want to deliver a really, really good product that meets our specifications. So we're sort of going to stick to that, no matter how much pressure we're under. And you know, that's what we've got to do. We can't really cut corners. So a few other things people have been asking us about financially. You see it now and again, people popping up in Reddit saying that we've gone bankrupt and that we're not going to be around and whatnot. So any startup's tough, right? Definitely tough. Are we bankrupt? No. Our sales are actually growing continually. So that's really important for any business, any startup, anyone out there thinking of making a startup. You need to be able to get through the tough times. And Enertion has proven time and time again that we're here for the long run. We've built our business in a way that has been able to survive. There are a few friends of mine and people that I've met through the Eastgate Builders forums who have crashed and burned, and it sucks for them and all of their customers who are waiting with nothing. And more often than not, you know, look, I'm not saying I'm the best business operator in the world, but what I'm saying is that we've been through tough times. We're still here. We've got good sales revenues coming in. Our deliveries of our Raptor 2 skateboard, our output, has doubled compared to our previous arrangements at the last half of 2017. And I think people can see that. I think people know that we are here for the long run. We've also had government grants as well. I think it was at the end of last year. We had $50,000 given to us by the government as like the Australian government, some sort of innovation fund, and they had to audit our business. They had to look at all of our accounting and our bookkeeping, and our accountants had to prepare a multi-page document application for that to prove how, to show how the business is tracking, and the government approved the grant for that, and we've got another grant coming. I think it's due maybe April or the following month. It's another innovation grant, and those types of things, you don't just get them because you're a nice guy. You know, you have to have some fundamentals behind you to make it happen. And it's good. And also, I mean, the other thing with this business as well, I mean, I don't want to go too deep into the financials for this, but a lot of people might look at this and go, well, we're giving you money. We're investing in your money. We're investing our money into your business. And what are you doing with it? You know, that's the question. People are like, where does our money go? Well, it goes all into the product. we don't take money out of this business and buy things that aren't related to product development. All of the money, ever since day one, when I started Enertion back in 2014, I've taken every single cent of profit from my sales, and it's all gone back into building this business. And that's why we are still here, because we constantly strive to improve our products, improve our service, build our team, make a better business. That is our only goal. And I will keep doing that until it's perfect. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a tough road. It's not like I'm extremely wealthy. Fortunately, I have a loving wife who supports me through this crazy thing. You know, being an entrepreneur, I guess, is not necessarily a pretty road, but we are determined to succeed. We have proven time and time again that we will prevail even through the hardest challenges. So yeah. The other thing I want to say is about using my customers' money, people who pay for pre-orders, using that money to build the business. I've also put money into this business as well, obviously. So there's a lot on the line for me as well. I've got approval from my financial advisors and accountants to put more money in if I feel that I wanted to. But at this point, if I had my time again, would I make my decisions differently? I don't know. I think I'd keep changing stuff to make it better. And I mean, I can't help myself. I just want to make the best electric skateboard I can. In 2017, we were voted by the public as the best electric skateboard in 2017. We are still one of the only products on the market with hub motors that can go up hills at 30% inclines at speed. So, sorry, I've got a bit of a cold, so if my voice is a bit snuffly, that's why. And we will continue to push forward in achieving milestones that no one else has done. We are dedicated to the Ingress protection rating, and we will fight and fight and fight until we've got it. And yeah, we're not going to stop. So I think I've said enough there. The other thing I want to talk about is our resources, our human resources. A lot of people criticize me for not being an engineer, and I'll be the first to admit that to everyone. I'm not an engineer. I barely made it through high school, guys. I literally shouldn't be here today. I shouldn't have been able to create the largest electric skateboard forum in the world because I'm not a web developer. I shouldn't have been able to make one of the best selling motor controllers in the market, the Fockbox. It's the number one product out there for people building high-powered electric skateboards. I shouldn't have been able to do it. But that doesn't mean it's impossible. You know, there are plenty of people in this world who aren't trained in a particular field and excel at it. I mean, Elon Musk, one of my heroes, makes rockets and develops software, but he's not trained in those fields. It's something that he's had to work on. For those of you who don't know, I'm also a black belt in Taekwondo. I got my black belt in just when I was finishing high school. When I started Taekwondo, I did not know how to throw a spinning heel kick or a flying side kick or break, pine with punches. I didn't know that. I had to train. I had to go two times a week. I had to show up and I had to train and I had to work hard. And that is how I was able to get my black belt. Am I experienced at engineering or manufacturing? No. Can I become the world's best expert at it in 3 years? Probably not. But fortunately, I have built a team around me. One of the key players is our electrical engineer. He has developed our Foxbox motor controller from an open source platform, the VESC motor controller, and he's made it extremely robust and constantly improved it. And now it's one of the best number one selling motor controllers for anyone who makes electric skateboards. It's not fluke. It's not luck. We have engineers who are some of the best in the game, and that's why our product, the Foxbox product, is one of the best selling products. We also have other businesses who are resellers of that product, experts at making electric skateboards. And the only reason they choose to use the Foxbox is it's because it's the best. Anyone will tell you that in the electric skateboard forums if you go on there and ask them which is the best motor controller to use, they will tell you. So yeah, I don't need to be the best mechanical engineer or the best electrical engineer to make this business work. And I will prove that. Just wait. You will see it. Everyone will see it. We've already doubled our output. We've rated the best electric skateboard in 2017. We are still outperforming every other electric skateboard from every other manufacturer there is. And we're doing it. Ours is more affordable as well. So we're kicking a lot of goals and we're not going to stop until we've achieved them. That's about it. Hit me with questions. I'm going to stay here until all the questions are done. I will go into as much detail as possible. The questions hopefully don't appear too quickly so I can read them. Keep them concise and I'll try to get to the bottom of it. Pardon me, I've got some sinus problems. Have you ever considered consulting a competitor for production advice, namely ones located in Varsity Lakes? Are you talking about, who's in Varsity Lakes? Victor, sorry, I don't know what you're getting at. Okay. More questions. There are about 1,000. Evolve. Should I consult Evolve for production advice? No, I don't think I will. They make a very different product. Evolve takes what's called OEM parts, essentially. I mean, I think they are definitely developing their own things now, but originally they took OEM things. So motor controllers that were developed by a motor controller factory to suit motors. And yeah, we sort of do the opposite. We develop everything from the ground up and build, and that's why it's so hard to make the wrap. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, I hope you're all still there. Someone just called me and I'm on my phone, so let me just send them a message. On Instagram, you hinted at a plane-friendly option. Can you share your thinking? Yes, we will have plane-compatible batteries before the end of the year. They will be compatible with Raptor 2. They are under development. I've got a sample coming soon. How come you don't send EU plug for charger? The reason we don't send the EU plug is because we just build Raptors, put them in a box with a US cable. We don't know exactly where that box is going to end up. So if we tried to put an EU cable in, we'd have to do it at our freight forwarding company. So when they get the box, they'd have to work out who or where it's going and then put the cable in. It's too difficult, so we don't do it. Sorry, I'm just sending a message to the person who just tried to call me. I'm planning on buying a Raptor in the near future. I just got my Carbon GT because the Raptor was on back order. When can you expect the... our plan is to have the Raptor 2 in stock in the next 8 to 10 weeks. Spectre 9, I know you want to have your own complete out, but why won't you sell parts to builders also? We sell motor controllers, we sell batteries, we sell hand controllers, we sell chargers, we sell wheels. So that's all we're going to sell. We don't really want to do DIY stuff anymore. How many Kickstarter orders are still open? We've sent all of our Kickstarter orders. In fact, we were one of the fastest in history of successful Kickstarter campaigns to deliver their Kickstarter orders. We're faster than boosted boards. We were faster than mellow boards. We were faster than everyone. Are you planning something new or focus on the Raptor? We're always developing, Oscar. We've got new developments in electronics, products, like finished products. We have a few things, but it's all going to be like based around like a Raptor sort of street style. We're not developing off-road or anything at the moment. I'm sort of, yeah, I was, but then I've just been too absorbed with Raptor 2. When a deck is shipped, say late April, how long will it take to arrive in the US? So shipping can be anywhere from 4 days to 3 or 4 weeks. We don't control that, unfortunately. Eventually, we'll have warehouses in our market destinations, and we will send bulk shipments there, and you can just go and get it. But, you know, it's all part of the journey. We'll get there eventually. Okay, some Kickstarters are waiting parts to be sent with them. Fair enough. Any plans to bring the Raptor 2 to the UK? There's already people in the UK with it, so I'm not sure if that's what you mean. I am sorry, Jeff. I'm not answering questions about when your board will ship. I can't do that. Sorry. Can I pay extra for hub drive? For four-wheel drive, do you mean? Kanan? No, we don't. I mean, I doubt anyone needs a four-wheel drive Raptor. It's too powerful as it is. Escape Bear. What? Beware. I don't know what you're saying. If you've got problems, our product has a 12-month warranty. You can contact 24/7 customer support. We also have repair agents all over the world. We're constantly working on that so that you can have someone nearby and local to get it repaired. You can also pay for longer warranty and extend your Raptor 2 warranty to 2 years. So if you have a problem, you're covered under warranty if it's a manufacturing fault. Okay. Any more questions? Where's all the juicy questions? Thought you people want to know. If you're wondering what's in my ear as well, I've got an ear infection, I think, just from being sick. I don't know. What are the out wheels so difficult to, why are the out wheels so difficult to replace now? We will develop a little tool. In my last video, I showed you this thing. It's like a guide. They're not actually that difficult to replace. They're definitely more firm. The original out wheels were made incorrectly. They had a draft angle internally, and it meant they slipped on and off too easy, and they fell off some people's skateboards. So we had to redo all the molds, and now there's no draft angle, which means the walls are straight, and that just means they're firm to fit, but that's how they're meant to be. And yeah, we'll make a tool to make it easier. Jason, what's deck made out of? Carbon or maple? Both. Jeff, it's got Canadian maple layers, and it's got glass fiber and carbon fiber and epoxy layers in it. I don't know what that little arrow is. Oh, wait. Where can I buy the motors? Nowhere. They are our own design. No one else sells them, so you can't get them anywhere else unless you buy a Raptor 2. 4-hub drive to stay ahead of the other companies. Find me one other company that makes an electric skateboard that out-accelerates the Raptor 2. If the new assembly company is better than the other, then do you think the production will be smoother? Yes, I do. That's definitely the plan. And because we fixed up all these parts that were screwed up. We got rid of our deck factory that was, I mean, we had to scrap 250 decks and remake them. So, yeah, it's definitely going to be easier. This, like that thing that I'm talking about, and the new deck makes it so much easier. We're constantly looking at ways to make it faster to assemble. So we're always trying to make it faster. When would you be shipping in any reasonable time frame? So if you're wondering about shipping, within 8 to 10 weeks, all of our Raptor 2s will be shipped and we'll have stock. That is our target, and we're pretty confident in that. Will you have replacement decks available? How much would it be? Yes, eventually you'll be able to go onto our website and buy the deck and put your parts on it. So we'll do that soon, but we've just been focusing on production. So if we've got to find eventually, and because electric skateboards, like as more people adopt them, the price has to come down. So eventually we'll have like cheaper versions of our product. I've said it before again, the Raptor 2 is the premium. There will be a cheaper version that competes with all of the stuff like the Chinese brands that are coming out now that just use generic motors and generic motor controllers. We'll have a cheaper version that has Fockbox, fully programmable, high voltage, high current motor controllers with powerful motors and, high rated batteries and everything like that as well. So yeah, we're always working on ways of making our product more affordable, but keeping it high performance. What are the key features? What are some features benchmarks you're hoping to see in the Raptor 3? The Raptor 3, we're not even thinking about it. Raptor 2's got, until the competition comes out with a product that beats the Raptor 2, it's still going to be a current product, and we're going to keep evolving it. It's like Elon Musk said that with the Tesla. There's not necessarily new versions of the Tesla. It's just that version keeps getting better and better and better. And that's what we're doing. Any more questions? I'm going to go for another 20 minutes. If I order today, when I can expect it? 1 month, 6 months, 3 years. Like I said, Spectre 9, in 8 to 10 weeks, we're expecting to have stock of the Raptor 2 and all of our orders shipped. So that's the answer to that. Can I clean the Raptor 2 with a hose? Yeah, you can, Damien. I would definitely try not to like submerge it in water. Spray it down, wipe it down, and if you're worried, you can just pop the lid off and check. Depends if you've got a lid that's not seated properly, water can get in there. So you need to make sure the lid is seated properly. Unless you've got one of these, which all the shipments we just did, everyone has this, and that makes the lid. You won't have a problem. It'll be seated perfectly every time and sealed. Can we change the top speed on the Raptor 2? You can make it faster by putting larger diameter wheels. So you get 97 millimeter wheels and put them on. You can make it slower using software. You can do that through the software that we provide. I'm a little late to the conversation. If I ordered it, what is the lead time to California? 8 to 10 weeks, we will have everything in stock and all of our orders shipped. So that's based on our current sell-through rate. If sales just go crazy high, we might not reach our in-stock goals in 8 to 10 weeks. But I think sell-through rates are pretty stable at the moment. So it's probably true 8 to 10 weeks. Would you be interested in a US assembly in Atlanta? Eventually, we will probably do something like that where we have repair agents and assembly places that can do work like that. But we're not doing that now. Our model at the moment is to assemble in our assembly factory in China and send them built. That's the best way for us now. In your own opinion, what do you think is Raptor 2's biggest flaws when compared to your competition? It's a good question, Joshua. Our biggest flaws. I tried to make the Raptor 2 in a way that isn't ideal for mass production. If you were just building them by yourself, it wouldn't be a problem because you could, for instance, the cutout in the deck that I originally had, you could just get a chisel and you could remove the lip and make the lid fit in, and it wouldn't be a problem. But you can't do that on big scales. So the biggest flaw would be that we have tried to make a skateboard that is better than the competition. We've tried to make it better by using the best motor controllers, things that we've had to adapt to mass production. And that, if I had my time again, probably what I would do is forget about the DIY world of electric skateboards. I'd forget about modularity and trying to make it easy for people to change parts themselves. And I'd integrate all of the electronics together, and I would scrap all of the fancy stuff and just simplify it. But then the product wouldn't be as good. So I don't know. It's one of those weird things. If you want perfection, you sort of, you got to live with the consequences of that. Jason, was idea of stiffer deck for speed versus car. Jason, was idea of stiffer deck for speed. I'm not sure what your question is, but a stiff deck, you want it to be stiff. Once you start going like 30 miles an hour on a skateboard, you can't have it wobbling under you. Like if you are flying down a street and hit a slight like bump in the road and the deck flexes and springs, that will cause the trucks to it's like a torsion bar between your trucks, so it's dangerous. You want it to be stiff. Sky, how's the Gold Coast treating you? It's good, man. I like it. It won't stop raining though. Are you sure about the 8-10 weeks? Regis, right? Look, 8 to 10 weeks is 2.5 months. Okay, so that's a fair amount of time. We, in 3 months, got out, what was it? 180 Raptor 2s in 3 months. So let's assume that we don't see any improvements whatsoever in our production volume. Absolutely nothing. And we only get, say, 150 boards out. We won't have stock in 8 to 10 weeks. So we're factoring in that we're going to see an improvement. So the last 3 months was a double output improvement compared to the 6 months before. The next 3 months should be double again, if not much more. So that's why I'm saying 8 to 10 weeks, because that's what we're forecasting. That's what we believe we can do. Okay. Where's the free gift? Yeah. We found a whole stash of money clips at our previous assembly partners warehouse that they told us that they'd sent. So anyway, we'll get more money clips. Anyone who didn't get their money clip and wants it, just contact our 24/7 customer support chat through our website and we'll sort you out. Are you thinking about staffing up with a in-China Enertion person to keep the factory and supply chain on track? Yeah, put it this way. If I was in China full-time, living at my assembly factory, I reckon things would be quicker. So, yeah, we're still, I wouldn't say I'm 100% happy with everything in business. I think, I don't think I'll ever be. There's always room for improvement, if you ask me. So I always think that there are ways to do things better. And I know put it this way, if I was in China at the assembly factory, I'd just be making boards myself and handcrafting them and stuff like I used to do, and we'd get more out. But then what else wouldn't I be doing? You know what I mean? There's only 24 hours in the day, and you really have to allocate your time to what you believe is most effective. And for me, what I believe to be most important is getting all of the parts made to specification, getting them all designed for manufacturability and assembling efficiency, and training my team to put it all together properly. I don't need to be, once that's all perfected, I don't need to be there, because it's actually not that difficult to build a Raptor 2, believe it or not. You can buy a Raptor 2 on our web store, is the only place. Will you sell Raptor 2 parts separately, specifically battery packs? We already sell the battery packs separately. Ryan, check it out on our website. In 3 months with Chinese New Year's. Not sure what that means. Do you think you'll start building the board yourself in the future and ship all the parts? No, I won't. Colin, I did that with the Raptor 1. We built them in our garage and we bought all the parts in, and that's not scalable. So we're doing it the right way. I'm 100% confident that our existing setup is the best way for scalability. But Jason, you can't be sure about that, can you? This is the part where we have to trust you. Regis, ask anyone to predict the future. Anyone. Ask them to predict it. Then get the answer from them. Then decide, can that person predict the future or not? The answer is no one can predict the future. So it's an oxymoron. If you ask someone what will happen in the future, and then they give you the answer, and then you say, well, are you sure? Of course we're not sure. Anything could happen. I could be killed in a horrible accident. There could be a massive natural disaster. There could be a number of things that happen that we just do not know about. So all I can say is what we've planned to do, and that's how it is. We're just going to do what we can do, and if natural disasters happen or catastrophes occur, we just got to man up, chin up, and tell you how it is. Jason, any plans for an all-terrain? No, not at the moment. Jeff, okay. Okay, 8 minutes left. Any more questions? If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to this channel. Hit the like button. And tell your friends. Okay, any more questions? I'm going to hang up if there's none. Okay. Why not just sell the R2 as a kit? It's not a good idea, Damien. If you sell the parts as a kit, you're doing exactly what we're doing with our DIY parts. You send the parts to people, and they have problems building it, inevitably. They have technical questions, or they put things in the wrong way, and then they must rely on our support team to try to tell them how to do mechanical adjustments and technical things via email. It's not actually a good idea, believe it or not. Maybe one day when the product is just super foolproof, when you literally can't go wrong, we might consider doing that. But at the moment, it's a technical product. It needs expertise to put it together properly. And when we do it ourselves and send it out, that means we can offer really good warranty. Because if you get it and it doesn't work and there's a problem, you call us and say, hey, you sent me this brand new product that you guys built and it doesn't work. And we go, cool, we'll fix you up. If you built it yourself, then we're in this situation where we don't know whether it's user error or a fault. It gets messy, man. It gets messy. Will we get tracking number? Yes, everyone gets a tracking number as soon as we get it. Are you satisfied with the weight? The thing is with weight, when I first started designing electric skateboards, everyone wanted it light. Everyone wanted lightweight. But then you realize batteries are really heavy. Powerful motors are really heavy. Solid decks are really heavy. And then you realize weight, sort of, you can't really make them light and powerful. It's just not an option. Still problem with shipping to Norway. Yeah, man, there's a pest. There's some countries we cannot ship to. It's really difficult. So, yeah, super tough to get to some countries. Do you think anyone is close or getting close to competing with the Raptor 2? So, Jansen, sorry, my nose is fully blocked up. I don't think I've seen a hub motor electric skateboard go up a 30% incline. That would be a real impressive sight. So when I see that, then I'll start getting worried, I think. But no one's doing it yet. And no one's putting massive batteries in skateboards either. I don't know why, but no one is. Evolve has a pretty, like in their top of the line models, they have it. But yeah, we're still leading the way in a lot of areas. What are some innovative ideas other electric skateboard companies are doing that like? Praise. Not sure what you mean, Joshua. Jason, will you make custom boards? No. David, how many pre-orders did you get for the second batch? I mean, talking in batches now is not really that easy. Yeah, less than 500, put it that way. We were always going to do two batches. One was 500, batch 2 was 500, So, yeah, we put it this way. We haven't sold all of batch 2 just yet, but we're getting close. Raptor Light coming 2019, maybe. Jace, nice one, Jason. Worth the wait to get a decent board instead of all these Chinese knockoffs. Well, yeah, I mean, the Chinese are getting much better at it. They're catching up. They're working out how to make powerful motors. They're working out how to make smooth acceleration curves, and they're making all the OEM systems that are out there are so easy to plug together and just super simple for assembly and manufacturing purposes. So they're getting super popular. So, but they're still not running the currents that we run. They're still not thinking about all of the design elements and stuff like that. So, yeah, they're still behind in that regard. Snow is melting in Canada and started riding my Raptor 2 last week and had forgotten how powerful it is. Very impressed and still very happy with my purchase. Thank you, Bad Trip Jay. No pressure on Ron, but is he doing good with his new job? Ron, his name is Roan, so Roan. Damien, you tell me, do you think he's doing a good job? I reckon his videos look pretty neat. So, solar panel grip tape, yeah, that would be cool. Jansen, I've made my purchase for the 3rd batch. I'm ecstatic about getting my board. I appreciate the updates. My name is Jason, if you're wondering, Travis. Not Jansen. I ordered my board 2 weeks ago. Will I make the 420 ship date? What is the 420? 20th of the 4th? Jim, our answer to your question about shipping is within 8 to 10 weeks, we will have the Raptor 2 in stock and all the orders will be shipped. Okay, can the forum organize a group buy for cheaper wheels? There's already group buys on there, AFF, Regas. I think going to China would be the best option to solve the problem, like for the waterproof ceiling, maybe. Yes and no. Being in China doesn't necessarily, it's not always good use of my time, but I'll probably be back there soon, definitely. Will the board rust? Yes, Epis, rust affects all metals with iron in it, and there's iron in the metals we use, so it will definitely rust. Will it be waterproof? Will what be waterproof? Videos are great. Agreed. Roan is slaying. Yes. Can I ride it in the rain? What about heavy rain? David, this is a really interesting question. Would you ride it in heavy rain? Now, there are a few reasons why I'm going to say no, and mostly they're about safety. But the other thing is, skateboards have bearings in them, and there is no way we're going to be able to make bearings that are absolutely waterproof and won't fail after being wet. You'd have to pull the bearings, and you'd have to clean them and oil them. So can you ride in heavy rain? Yes. Is it a good idea? No, don't do it. Is there any Raptor 2 rider in New Zealand? Not sure, actually. I think maybe one or two. The 420 is Weed Day. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. What's this 420? I cannot see any group for these. 97. You want a group buy on 97 R-Spec Ghost wheels. Yeah, no, we're not really doing that. Thoughts on all ceramic bearings? Yeah, I think ceramic bearings are a bit overrated. I mean, I guess they're not going to rust. So you could try that out. Can you replace the bearings in the motor? Yes, you can, but it's not something you really want to do. Put it that way. It would be a little bit challenging for most people without special bearing pulling tools. How will water affect the hub motors? Well, technically speaking, you could put a motor in, submerge it in water, and it will run. So it will work. It's just the parts that you don't really want to be wet get wet, and then they rust. So yeah, you should probably avoid it. 6S rating, waterproof. But the question is, will it be waterproof for electric? So all of our focus in terms of waterproofing is around the electronics componentry. So that means the battery, the motor controllers, all the stuff that you really don't want to get wet. We've got 2 seals, well actually 3, because the wires that run in has a seal as well, that run in. So that's our focus. The motors, are they 100% sealed from water? No. If you submerge them in water, water may seep into them somehow eventually. And you probably don't want to do that. You don't want to submerge your electric skateboard in water. Okay, I'm going to have to finish up. I need to go and blow my nose. How is the FOCBOX supply? Really good at the moment, Jared. We've got heaps of them. We secured 20,000 of the MOSFETs that we sort of ran out of. So that's good. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. Share this video. If you've got more questions, hit up our 24/7 customer support chat. See ya. How do I hang up?
Just close the Facebook.
You reckon? Does anyone know how to stop this stream? I can change the effects on my face. I can change that. I think I just have to close it. Yeah. Okay, bye.